Gentlemen, welcome to the November 9th Monroe Town Board meeting. We'd like to please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag. Hey, I'd like to make a motion to open the town board meeting for November 9th, 2022.
I will make that motion.
Second.
Poole will second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Poole, aye.
McGinn, aye.
Ancarello, aye.
Okay. As you can see, Mr. Cardone, Supervisor Cardone is not here this evening. He is attending to a private matter, and he sends his best wishes, and I'm sure he'll be back at the next meeting. So under community announcements, we have presentations we'd like to do to one icon and two iconic businesses in this community. So we're going to come on down to the podium, and each of us are going to talk about the people we're talking about here this evening, and then we'll present the plaques. Mike, if you want to take that wireless mic with you, it's right in front of you. So as I mentioned here this evening, we're here to recognize one iconic person, and it seems like the other business is not here at the moment, but one iconic business that have made an impact on the Monroe community more than words could express. Ward, you're actually the one that got me involved in this business, and I'm not holding that against you, but way back when the Rye Hill corridor started with the DGIS that the village and the town were doing jointly, you got me involved with it back then, and I mean, in all seriousness, I'd like to thank you. But I know you were involved with town matters long before that, and seen you here mostly every meeting, and hope to continue to see you here at every meeting that you can possibly make. And it's been, words can't express what you've done for this community, Conservation Board, and just as someone that's deeply concerned about this, about what happens here, and the deep roots that you have go back generations. So without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to Councilwoman Bingham, and she's going to do a presentation.
And Ward, do you want to come up so we can read this to you, if you don't mind? Where do I stand? Anywhere you want, right over here.
How about right here in the middle, right by the podium?
I'm used to standing on the other side of this.
We know. So this is a plaque. As you know, we've given this to a lot of very elite personnel, and we really, no, you definitely deserve this. So the heart of a volunteer is not measured in size, but by the depth of commitment to make a difference in the lives of others. We gratefully appreciate, with grateful appreciation to Ward Brower for 31 years. Wow, that's even more than I thought. 31 years of dedicated service to the Town of Monroe Conservation Commission, and it's dated November 2022. And as Councilman McGinn said, we really appreciate all the input you've given over the years. You've come to town board meetings, planning board meetings, ZBA meetings. If there was something, especially with conservation, you made that come to the forefront for us and helped us understand it. And now you could probably get some sleep because you don't have to stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning with some of the meetings. So the bad old days. So Ward, thank you so much for all your service that you've given to this community.
My pleasure. say a little story. Those who know me know I talk a lot. I'll try to make this short. Last month or so, I've received a lot of accolades that I really don't deserve. They're overstated, very generous, but I don't deserve them. Now, this is a true one. Many people know that the late Ed Dulles and I were involved in many local elections. As a result, we visited the Board of Elections at the county, and we got to be on a first-name basis those people. Now, here's a true accolade, not too flattering, but true. When we walked in the door, they would say, "The troublemakers from Monroe." That's it.
Thank you very much, Ward. Want to do a photo at the end or now?
Thank you, guys.
Oh.
Good person.
It's not every day you get a hug and a kiss from a judge.
Tony Gadone wanted me to come up and tell a little story about Ward. He's one of a kind, and there'll never be another one unless somebody can go to town board meetings and planning board meetings for 30 years. And I don't think that's going to be broken, that record. But anyway, the story is this. We were sitting in the audience, and I says, "Ward, you know, there's a big difference between the town we have today and the town that you grew up on the farm. You grew up in a farm, you know." He says, "Yeah, you're right." And I said, "You know, you remind me of an old TV ad. It must be 30 years old. 40. And I said, it was on pollution and environment and water pollution and air pollution and environment, you know. And it was this picture of an Indian looking out over the countryside with a tear. Anybody remember that? Yeah. And it was over and over. They put it on. Well, anyway, he beat me to the punch. I said, "You remind me of this television ad." And he said, "Oh, you mean that Indian that had a tear running down his cheek?" He says, "My father knew that Indian."
Great story.
Ward, again, thank you for all you've done for the town and your official capacity on the Conservation Commission and just what you've done for this community with your involvement and your selfless, you know. Absolutely.
I've served with and under and for probably 6 administrations. And one thing I managed to do was to upset each and every one of them.
It's okay, Ward. We take it with we take it where it comes from. All right. So thank you for everything. Appreciate it. Thank you. You're welcome. Our next presentation is for a business that has been in Monroe for 50 years. Actually, I went to that business before I even lived here, and was living in the Bronx and came up here for a police funeral and wound up in the captain's table. And probably 6-8 years later, I wound up moving here. And little did I know it would play such an integral role in not only my life but everyone else's life in this room. There's, some businesses are, restaurants. They come, they go. But I think the captain's table is just one of those places that you've had every family birthday, every family party. You've had everything there, and I know we have. I think we actually. It was Mother's Day, and you were sitting there with your mother and brother, and we were sitting at the table across from you, and it was just great. And I'm going to turn this over to Councilman Scancarello, who is going to do the presentation.
Thank you, Mike. Why don't you guys come up, Ray and Kathy?
She's staying behind the scenes.
Yeah, please. Ray, I'll tell you what's most impressive about you is you've been doing this, I don't know how many years, probably 50, and you still got a full head of hair. God bless you for that. That's it's just amazing, amazing. You know, owning a business in the state of New York is hard enough. Owning a business for 2 generations is hard enough. Owning a business for 50 years is incredible. What you guys have done, you know, something to be said about the success. You know, you can go there at 11 o'clock at night and there's your face, you know. You go there during the day and there's Kathy to, you know, meet you and take care of you and you as well. What you guys have done to Monroe as a community is just, you know, we'll never, incredible for what, you know, your accomplishments here. Kathy, you as well, you keep him in line, you keep his hair nice and neat. It's just an incredible accomplishment to be in business. And we all know the last few years have been an incredible challenge with, you know, cost of food shortages, labor issues, and you guys have gotten through it. So hats off to the captain's table for doing what you guys have done. I think we should all get one of these too. These are nice. Let me read you this presentation. It says, excellence is never an accident. It is a result of high intention, sincere effort, intelligent direction, skillful execution, and the vision to see obstacles as opportunities. With grateful appreciation to the captain's table for 50 years of dedicated service and contributions to the town of the Monroe community, November 2022. Thank you very much.
So I have a lot of stories. Probably most of them better off left for another time when we got a beer in our hand and a little less, a little more social. Anyway, thank you all. I know you have business to get to here. It's been a great ride, 50 years, enough said. I can't believe I got to this point. We have got to this point. I'd like to thank Kathy, of course, sitting in the back. My mom started it all, but truly 50 is really 88. Because the captain's table's been there that long. We just kind of inherited it and kept it going. But it goes back to the name Gretzkin, which is an old name, and word you probably know that name. Gretzkin's Martin, Henry Adolph we bought it from. Anyway, it's been a great run. Thank you very much for recognizing us. I really appreciate it. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you. And again, Supervisor Cardone sends his congratulations and his best to you, and also to you, Ray, and Kathy. Again, he couldn't be here this evening, but he sends his best regards, so thank you.
Good
Hi,
night.
gentlemen. Okay, continuing our community announcements, there will be a Thanksgiving dinner for the veterans on Friday, November 18th, between 5 and 9 p.m. at American Legion Post 488 on Lakes Road. It is completely free to veterans. It is being hosted by Cassie Rooney and family. So please, veterans, come on out, head over to the American Legion on the 18th, and that information will be on our website, or you can call Town Hall and speak to the clerk's office. That information will be available. The town recently got involved with an organization, and it's Flags for Heroes, and we're doing that here at Town Hall. And basically, you can host having a flag put up for on the Town Hall lawn there for family member, loved one, someone who's served, has been a veteran. And if you're interested, you want details, please call the clerk's office. Do you want to say anything else about that, or?
So part of, when you purchase the flag to be posted outside of Town Hall, part of your donation is going to include a donation to Military Toys for Tots. So that organization will get a financial donation so that they can purchase toys for children from birth to 12 years old, who are the children of veterans, disabled veterans, all here in Orange County. So it stays local. You're helping some really great families. You're welcome.
Corey, what's the cutoff for that? When is the last day you can?
The last day, so it's early December. And if you do, so the town of Monroe is one of the locations in case you want to donate a toy for Military Toys for Tots. You can bring in a toy, drop it off in the bin. We have a bin right here in Town Hall. It has to be unwrapped because they like to be able to make sure that everyone's getting appropriate gifts and that they're not getting all Barbie dolls if they're 7 years old. And that's early December, like December 8th, I believe. And the cutoff for the flags is November. Oh, does it say 7th? That was 2 days
I
ago.
believe it was extended to the 14th.
Oh, it was. Okay, so to next Monday. Thank you. So to next Monday.
Thank you very much. Continuing with special events for our veterans, especially as Veterans Day is this Friday. The Orange County Executive Steve Newhouse and the Veteran Services Agency Director Christian Farrell will host a free showing of the soon-to-be-released movie Devotion at the Flagship Cinemas in Monroe on Tuesday, November 29th. There'll be 2 showings of the movie. It'll be available at 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. on the 29th. The county coordinated this event with the assistance of Flagship Cinemas, ShopRite Supermarkets, and the Monroe Town Board. Devotion, an aerial war epic based on the best-selling book of the same name, tells the harrowing true story of 2 elite U.S. Navy fighter pilots during the Korean War. Their heroic sacrifices would ultimately make them the Navy's most celebrated wingmen. Veterans can reserve a spot to view Devotion on November 29th for themselves and a guest by contacting Christian Farrell at 845-291-2470 or via email cfarrell@orangecounty.gov.com. Complimentary soda and popcorn will be supplied, and that information is available it'll be on the website and at Town Hall. This community announcement is there's going to be a holiday meet and treat, and it'll be here at Monroe Town Hall on Saturday, December 3rd, 2 to 5 p.m. You can visit with Santa and Mrs. Claus from 3 to 5. It's going to be vendor treats, holiday fun. Dory, would you like to say anything else about that, or?
Oh, having Santa here?
Yes.
I know him.
Santa will be here.
Yes, so no, this is going to be great. From 2 to 5 p.m. right here on Saturday, September 3rd, you'll be able to visit with Santa, tell him what you want for Christmas, and obviously bring the kids. And it's going to be a great day for everyone to get together, celebrate the season, which is my favorite season.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Councilman McGinn, I see a motion there. Do you need to approve to have that here
A motion for,
for the
To host the event.
meet and treat?
okay,
I make a motion that we
there you go.
approve the event, Town of Monroe's meet and treat, holiday meet and treat on Saturday, December 3rd from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Second. Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Pool, aye.
Can I?
Ancarello, aye.
All right, motion is so passed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Okay, we're going to open the public hearings. The first public hearing is going to be on the continuation of the town budget, 2023 town budget and benefit assessment rolls. Can I get a motion to open that hearing?
I'll make a motion.
Bingham to second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Poole, aye.
McGinn, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Okay,
No public comment?
no public comment? All right, so we have our revised preliminary town budget. We are going to close the public hearing on that tonight, leave it open for public comment until November 15th, which is the day that we have to close the actual public hearing on all, or public hearing or written comment on all town budgets in your state. So just real quickly, the revised preliminary town budget is $7,000 under the cap, which we knew Tony and the excellent staff in the finance office would get us there, and they did, and that's fantastic. So of course there'll be no need to visit the tax cap or go over it, and that's great news. So again, this will be open for 10 days. So I'd like to make a motion to close the public hearing on the benefit assessment rolls and the town budget for 2023 and leave open for written comment for the next, till November 15th.
I'll second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Poole, aye.
McGinn, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
All right, motion is so passed. Okay, our next public hearing, need a motion to open the public hearing on local law 1, 2022 regarding short-term rentals.
Poole will make that motion.
Bingham to second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Poole, aye.
McGinn, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Okay. Keep on waiting for that last aye. There is no aye here. I'm like looking over, oh no, it's Mr. Nugent. He can't say aye.
Aye.
Do we have any public comment on that, Madam
No
Clerk?
public comment.
No public comment. Okay, I think, Mr. Nugent, are we still,
Yeah, there's still some, I think, revisions that are under consideration, so I would recommend continuing the public hearing till the next meeting, at least.
okay, I'll make a motion that we keep open the public hearing on local law 1, 2022, termed short-term rentals until 11/21 at 7 p.m. or shortly thereafter.
I'll second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Poole, aye.
McGinn, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Okay, very good. Motion so passed. Okay, our next public hearing, I need a motion to open the continuation of the public hearing in relation to the increase and improvement of facilities for Water District 14.
I'll make that motion.
Bingham to second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Poole, aye.
McGinn, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Okay. Anybody for public comment?
No public comment?
Okay. Mary, any update on that?
No, I have not heard anything from Dave Jenkins. No word on the grants being released yet.
Being that there's no public comment, I'll make a motion that we close the public hearing on the continuation, on the relation to the at 11/21.
Second.
Question?
Aye.
Poole, aye.
Can I?
Scancarello, aye.
Motion so passed. Okay, I need a motion to open the continuation of the public hearing in relation to the increase and improvement of facilities for Water District Number 8.
I'll make that motion.
Bingham to second.
Question?
Bingham, aye.
Poole, aye.
Can I?
Scancarello, aye.
Okay. Any public comment, Madam
No
Clerk?
public comment.
Okay. Mary, anything on that?
We do have a hydrogeologist that's trying to get some information for us, because it's always better when you go for these grants to show the state that we're actually really looking into this. But there's probably another 2 or 3 weeks before the hydrogeologist will give a report to the board.
So we'll put that open. We're going to keep it open until like December 5th? Yeah.
Make a motion that we keep the public hearing for Water District Number 8 open until December 5th at 7 PM or immediately thereafter.
Bingham to second.
Question?
Aye.
Whole aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Great, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Well, Mr. Nugent, the motion that, with accepting accepting the preliminary, was that included in that was included in the first motion with the benefit assessment rolls, right?
I don't think the board made that motion. You can still do that, and you still have open for public comment, but I think you can make a motion to accept the preliminary budget, not for adoption, but, as the current preliminary budget as revised.
I'll make a motion to accept the current preliminary revised budget for 2023.
Who will second?
Question?
Bingham, aye.
Whole aye.
And aye.
Scangarello, aye.
All right. To get a motion to accept the transcription of the minutes for the October 3rd, 2022 public hearings.
I'll make that motion.
Who will second?
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Whole aye.
Begin aye.
Scangarello, aye.
All right, motion so passed. I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes for the meeting of October 17th, 2022.
I'll make that motion.
Who will second?
Question?
Bingham, aye.
Whole aye.
Begin aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Okay, motion is so passed. All right, we have the general fund abstract. The number is 22-17 from the general fund and is in the amount of $540,051.32, and that is for the dates of 10/13 through checks. $11.1. Totals $540.32. Motion to accept.
I'll make that motion.
Who will second?
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Whole aye.
Begin aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Right, motion is so passed. Have the escrow fund abstract totaling, it's abstract number 22-09, and that's from the escrow account, and that is in the amount of $2,169.67. Can I get a motion to accept the vouchers?
I'll make that motion.
Bingham to second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Whole aye.
Begin aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Motion is so passed. Madam Clerk, you have a transfer that you want approved? Budget transfer?
Yes, so I am looking for approval to transfer, actually, let me pull this up here. It's a motion accepting the town clerk budgetary transfer request of abstract 2022-04 in the amount of $35.02 plus any additional interest from October as to close out the old town clerk account and move it into the new town clerk account.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Whole aye.
Begin aye.
Scangarello, aye.
All right. The motion is so passed. And I have numerous budget transfers, and the reason these budget transfers were done was to smooth out the budget and move money from certain accounts into other accounts so everything would balance out as we close out our fiscal year. The abstract number is 22-07, and the amount is actually two. One is for $19,988.65, and the second one is for $2,881.45. and it's for numerous accounts. If it- Probably,
I'll make that motion.
Bingham to second.
call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Full aye.
McGinn, aye.
Pancarello, aye.
All right, the motion's so passed. All right. Our clerk for the assessor's office has tendered a letter of resignation effective November 17th, 2022. I'd like to make a motion to accept her letter of resignation.
I'll second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Full aye.
And aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Motion is passed. All right, we received an email from the head of our Conservation Commission. He's resigning his position, and I'd like to make a motion to
I'll second.
question.
Effective December 1st?
It is effective December 1st.
Okay.
That's correct.
All right.
And basically, it's because he's moving, so.
All right. Bingham, aye.
Full aye.
McGinn, aye.
Pancarello, aye.
All right, the motion is passed.
Good luck on your move.
Al, you have the,
So I am looking for a motion for the board to approve my request for myself to attend the NYSTICA, which is New York State Town Clerk Association 2022 regional meeting in Corning, New York, from December 11th to December 12th. The cost for the hotel is $85. Conference registration, including lunch that day, is $40.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Full aye.
McGinn, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, we have a certificate of substantial completion. It's for the Water District 12 Water Main Improvement Project. And MHE, or the town engineer, submitted that for payment. And I know there's a couple things left. There's like 2 valves that need to be replaced or something like that.
There's the curb stops. They're
Two curb-
not at the right level. I've spoken to Magui Hauser Edsel. The supervisor can sign this, what do you,
Yeah,
the agreement.
Substantial
The
completion, yeah.
Substantial, but we don't have to send it in. We have still a little leverage with the contractor, so we can do that. I believe I have a picture, I might have even mailed it. One is standing up 30 inches, and my concern is it's going to freeze in the winter, or snow, when it gets plowed over, is going to hit it, knock it out of commission, or whatever. So I would, it's up to the board, but we can have the supervisor sign it, just not send it in.
All right, I'll make a motion to authorize the supervisor, not myself, but the real supervisor, to sign the certificate of substantial completion for MHE. I think this is basically so they can get paid, is that the?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Right. And the contractor has like an escrow with us to cover?
There is a certain amount, yeah, that can
All
be
right.
held back.
So we have some leverage as well
And
as
he
holding
still
this.
has the pump house section of that project that needs a lot of paperwork to be completed so we can get reimbursed by the EFC. So that's why I said the supervisor can sign it, we don't have to send it in, or we could use some of the restoration type funds.
Restoration, yeah, gotcha. All right. All right, so I'll make a motion to authorize the supervisor to sign the certificate of substantial completion for the Water District 8 project. Water District, I'm sorry. Yeah, 12.
I Bingham to second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Full aye.
McGinn, aye.
Pancarello, aye.
All right.
Councilman McGinn, is that including the change order as well?
I think it should be 2 separate resolutions. Because the
Just-
change order is for Magui Hauser Edsel, I believe, of $4,400.
don't have, oh yeah, it is for $4,400, yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the change order for $4,400 for Magui Hauser Etzel.
I'll second it. Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Pool eye.
Deacon, aye.
Cancarello, aye.
Motion so passed. All right. Nugent, the item 8.5 is the Board of Ethics has submitted a change to their to the by their council itself. Are you satisfied with it in its current form?
Well, this is an amendment to the town code, so they're just presenting this. There has to be a public hearing set and for consideration, so it's nothing that could be decided at this point because it is an amendment to the law. So the question is if the town board is amenable to making the change to the code, then we would set a public hearing, put it on the website, make the law available, and then go through the normal local law process. So I don't know if you have a date in mind or if you want to set it, maybe the 22nd would be too soon, but if you want to set it,
First would be too soon.
I think the next meeting, well, you have to have it published and everything, so it might be better to go,
5th, I believe it is. Right?
yeah, it should be sufficient.
It is, yes. I'll make a motion that we,
Be to set a public
Set a
hearing
public
to
hearing.
amend Chapter 4 of the Town Code, Code of Ethics.
okay. I'll make that motion. And then have it schedule the public hearing for December 5th at 7 PM or shortly thereafter.
Pool second.
Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Pool eye.
Deacon, aye.
Cancarello, aye.
Motion so passed. Okay, we have our water levies. So I'd like to make a motion that we approve the levying of the outstanding water bills. See attached list for the property and SBLs totaling $120,859.08 for the following properties, and we have a list of all the properties. So I'll make that motion.
Move to second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Pool eye.
McGinn, aye.
Cancarello, aye.
Motion's passed. Okay, we have, I'm gonna kick this over to the highway superintendent who has brought this potentially cost-saving purchasing avenue to the town. So, Mr. Superintendent, please go.
Do you use the mic?
So what we're looking to do is purchase off of the New Jersey Co-op. It's called the Educational Service Commission of New Jersey is what it actually is. They put a bunch of bids together, they solicit bids, and they have a book of them, not just for our equipment, but everything that the town would use. It's made for, the participants include schools, colleges, universities, municipalities, county governments, housing authorities, libraries, and fire districts. It is at no cost to us to sign up. And what they do is if I am speccing out a new truck, the vendor that I am choosing, if they're on this list, has to submit my bid to the New Jersey Co-op, and they have a whole panel that reviews it and makes sure it's completely legitimate, so we don't have to do that. And I think it'd be great for us to do for future. And it's only one-time sign-up, and we never have to do it again. We can go online and purchase different things off of it. So I'm asking the board to adopt this, us being able to purchase off of this New Jersey Co-op. And you can go online, and they have a nice website, and that's it.
I think we already use some other, like from BOCES and the school district here. We also have some co-ops with them as well, don't we?
Yes, I believe you use Sourcewell And you also use the, I believe it is a Long Island BOCES purchasing agreement from them as well. So any that we can join on, it saves us money. So, especially this one because it's free, and I've used them in the past, and it's been great.
Thank you.
For bringing this potentially cost-saving benefit to the town. Thanks for bringing that to us. And I'll make a motion authorizing the supervisor to sign the resolution authorizing the town of Monroe to enter into this cooperative pricing agreement.
Bingham to second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Poole, aye.
McGinn, aye.
Pancarello, aye.
All right, motion's passed. Thank you. Okay. Madam Clerk, are you going to handle this with the E-code? Is that from your
Yes.
office? Okay.
So I'm looking for a motion for the board to approve the general code estimate to update the town code to include local law 6, which was sewer use and access, and local law 7, building construction administration. The estimate for those two are between $1,935 to $2,385. Local law number 8 does not need to be codified. So I just need a motion approving that.
You want to do like a not to exceed, or?
That makes no sense.
Okay, so why do we make the not to exceed $2,700? That gives us like about 500 of wiggle room for, all right?
Poole, second.
All right, call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Poole, aye.
McGinn, aye.
Pancarello, aye.
Motion is so passed. Okay, I have an engineering agreement for the design of the seniors. Actually, I've got a couple of engineering agreements. I'll do these all kind of one at a time because there's actually 3 of them. So the first one is for, let me see, this is 810 or 89. So we'll do 89 first. It is for the Senior Center ADA improvements, and it is related to the Community Development Block Grant, CDBG grant for fiscal year 2022 to provide funding assistance to the
Mike?
town Senior Center building.
Your mic keeps going.
Does it really? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
George, how come you weren't telling me you couldn't hear me? Usually you come over like the voice of God and tell me you can't hear me. All right, thank you. All right. So 8.9, the engineering agreement for the Senior Center ADA improvements. And again, this is for MHE. They've provided their, basically their estimate of what their services would be to do this, and this was money that we received from the CDBG grant in 2022, for fiscal year 2022. So can I get a motion to, and this is, it includes senior citizen center accessibility improvements and also the replacement of the existing roof of the town senior center. Can I get a motion to approve that?
I'll make that
Question?
motion.
Second for discussion. Do we need dollar amounts? Do we need the specific dollar amounts in the motion?
So,
Total of, like it's a total of 21,000. So then maybe
yeah,
that.
you want to make the motion?
So I'll amend that motion to include the dollar amount of a total lump sum of $13,000 The first being $13,000 for the roof repair, and the second being an estimated $8,000 for the construction administration and observation services.
We'll second that.
Question?
Bingham, aye.
Poole, aye.
Good night.
Gangarello, aye.
All right, motion's passed. All right, I have another engineering agreement for the design of the senior center kitchen improvements, and that's also from MHE, and also, that was also from a grant. Was that all?
That is also a CDBG grant, yep.
That is in the amount of $32,300. And again, that's for the senior center kitchen improvements. Can I get 'em?
Did you make that motion?
I made that motion.
I'll second.
All right, call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Poole, aye.
McGinn, aye.
Gangarello, aye.
The motion is passed. All right. And last but not least, I have another engineering agreement with MHE, and this is for the replacement of the East Mumbasia Road culvert. That was another grant that we received, and that would be from $1,000. Thousand. Right, and that would be also, that's also a grant and would be in the amount of $63,000.
Is this the grant that we got through Brabenek's office?
I think so.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought so. Did you make that motion?
I made that motion.
Poole will second.
All right, called question.
Bingham, aye.
Poole, aye.
McGinn, aye.
Gangarello, aye.
All right, the motion is passed.
Councilman McGinn.
Yes,
Highway Superintendent James Patterson would like to comment on something.
please do.
I just have a small report. That's what I have. If
Okay,
you would like
on that project?
Not on that project, but that project is
It
much
figures in with
needed.
that. Okay,
But I also have a little report. I would like
sure,
to-
go right ahead.
So I just want to let the public know that leaf pickup is in full swing. We're doing very well with it because it's been pretty dry. The compost area is open on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Unless this Saturday pours, we'll be out Saturday picking up leaves again. So get them out as quick as you can so we get them up before the snow flies. We're getting all of our equipment ready for winter. If everybody notices, a lot of line striping was just done in the past couple days. It was much needed. There's still more to do, but it's too late in the year to finish up. Also, Electronics Day was a huge success, much thanks to the residents that brought their electronics, their shredding, and the patience that they had and the appreciation that they showed for us doing that event. And thank you, Val, for setting everything up.
That was a great day. There was some really old computers in one of those dumpsters. Did you see them?
It was a really new monitor, too, so somebody
Well,
got a really big monitor,
There
I'm
were,
assuming.
did you see the Mac?
No.
There was a Mac computer in there. Yep.
It might be worth something.
A collector's
I
item.
think those really big computers would be collector's items.
Thank you very much, Mr. Superintendent. Appreciate that. All right, just under old business, there's nothing on the agenda, but just, so last Friday, we received our town planner gave us an update on his review of the most recent submission for the Rye Hill project. We are reviewing that now. The town attorney is reviewing it, and after we do our review and can you hear me now? So after we do our review and the attorney's done his review, we will have the town planner then contact the developer and make our comments and our recommendations for changes. And when we get to a point where we feel that the plan is ready for submission, we will bring it back before the public and start the process all over again. So that's where that stands. So once it gets to that point, we will let everybody know, and plans will be available, and you'll be able to review them, and we'll start all over again. All right? So that's just a little update on that. Okay, we're going to start public comment.
Right now, I have nobody signed up.
Should we turn the podium?
You can just turn around the mic.
Just turn the mic around?
Yeah, you could.
There we go. So when you say start the process over again, could you just be more clear about that? Because I know there were a lot of members interested in which stage that the process is going to start at. Like, I know they're not going to be filling out an application again. So their application still stands from last time? Or is that correct?
This is essentially, I guess it's a continuation of that application, but we will start the process of doing the review. If we decide that we are going to send it to the planning board at that point, that's what's going to happen. We'll send it to the planning board. They'll have their 60-day review. They'll send it back to us with their comments and recommendations. And at that point, we'll decide whether it's going to be landed. And before that happens, there'll be public hearings and a whole process that's clearly outlined in the law on how that gets handled.
So it's just the stage that it will happen at is right after the application. There will be another meeting where you guys all vote to send it to planning. So that's the stage we're at, repeating itself, and then the entire 60-day review.
When we get to that point,
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
a lot of review that's going to be done prior to that.
Okay, and do we have a timeline of that, or are you just wanting to be as transparent as possible right now?
Listen, we're not putting time constraints on it.
Right.
We're going to take as much time as necessary.
Excellent, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anybody else for public comment? Going once, going twice? Nobody? All right. Mr. Nugent, do we have any executive
not.
session?
I do not have anything.
Anyone on the board?
I don't have any issue.
Yeah, I don't believe there is any. I spoke to Tony earlier tonight. We don't have any. So, being that there is no executive session, no further public comment, I'll make a motion. We close the meeting for November 9th, 2022.
I'll second.
Call the question.
Hingham, aye.
Oh, aye.
McGinn, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
All right. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful evening. We'll see you on the 21st.